Hey, so this is Bubba Jimbo Bob. Looks like we're bringing in, just as you saw, Lands of Lore 2. It's an old game I've had for quite a long time. It is actually a lot of fun. But that being said, it's an old game. It's got some interesting controls, and the game mechanics are a bit forced. So if you don't like that, this is really not for you. But all that being said, I do think it is a great game. I just noticed that online it tends to get a lot of hate, and honestly I think they're overrating it if they really hate it that much. It's just old is probably the biggest detriment it has. But I happen to know a lot about it, so I wanted to play through it and go over some of these details. That also being said, this might not be the fastest. I've tried to explore as much of the game as I can. Hardly gonna get everything, because there's a lot of weird little quirks here and there in the game that make things interesting. But yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get this moving. So just new game. These difficulty settings, they do make it more difficult, but basically they just turn the mobs into sponges for hits. And so it's just better to play it on normal, in my opinion. Also, forgive the dog. You're going to hear him every so often.
Not now, Jaquel. Belial's mother is awake.
What do we have to fear from a dead god?
Belial has arranged his own resurrection. Before his execution, he created a magical beast to serve as his new mother. Even now, she spawns her lesser children as a prelude to her final maternity.
What will you do, sire?
My long vision is not quite over.
What about the mortals? What protection will you offer them?
There is one who is cursed with the power to oppose Belial. But he rests in the Gladstone dungeon and has no understanding of his destiny.
So, you're Luther, son of Scotia. You don't look so impressive to me. No!
Sucks to be that guy. Alright, done with the intro video. So, I've customized all these controls so that they work with the way I like to play. There's a bunch of tutorial stuff, not going to worry about it. Something I should mention, this game was originally made for 4:3 aspect ratio monitors. Obviously, it's going to be stretched slightly in this, but I don't really want to go back to 4:3, so we're going with slightly stretched. That being said, you know, you can walk, you can run, you can interact with and pick up items. I'm actually just going to put that right in my inventory because it's a good first weapon. Swing, and you can see I've got magic down there with various levels. I just don't have enough mana for them right now. And in this game, in particular, you interact with everything. There really is no limit to the amount of things you can interact with. Now, water, be careful of water. Like this one, just happen to know it's a tutorial area, so it's safe to jump in, you won't drown. Most water, you end up drowning. It's not worth the time. Well, there's a couple of neat little special death animations, but that's about it. That being said, we're going to do a quick save here for beginning of caves. That is, you know, if I actually select it. Alright, so we've got that started. And one of the things that you start off here, you run into a guard immediately. Nothing terribly special.
Well, go on. What are you afraid of? He's down there somewhere. I'll wait here by the entrance.
But this guy's special. He's been programmed so that as he walks through these puddles of water, if you time it right, you can set off magic to just shock him to death.
Short sword.
And let's see, a short sword is better than the club.
Mail.
It is a pitiful day if this is Gladstone's best.
Alright, so this is your inventory tab. I'm going to switch out the stalagmite for the short sword. Burned mail is already there. You can see it adding and subtracting to our defense line, along with our sword, adding to our melee line here. Well, I guess armed combat, armed melee combat. This is unarmed, and obviously this is ranged. And here you have magic and melee levels. Most of the time, I'll just keep that put away. And so, we're actually just going to get moving through here pretty quick. There's a bunch of little cockroaches in here. They're not very fun.
I like the pretty lights.
As this is a tutorial, you follow the lights. Kill the cockroaches. They steal your stuff. And even though the stalagmites are not useful for now, they can actually be useful later. And so there's a boulder going the other path. So start here, we're transforming, where do we go? Oh, we become small, actually. Die, cockroach.
Ain't that cute? Next
There.
time, be more careful.
Oh, no shield. Darn. Yeah, don't really want to carry around that. Stalagmites will be useful later. And over here, if you transform and you turn into the beast, you just walk right into the giant stone and you'll push it right out of the way.
Rock.
The most important item, of course. It's actually a ranged weapon, so you do end up using it down here, although this is the only place you use the rock if it's a ranged weapon. Let's see. Right, here's the map. zoom in, zoom out. This passage by the beginning leads you to the entrance where there are guards and they will shoot at you. So, kind of forgot to mention that, but well, it's not the end of the world. Actually, I suppose I could go back. Well, maybe not now.
Well, this curse seems to be good for something.
This cave owl is actually just good for healing you. It's not a bad choice.
Just my luck to have the Burlow cancel for this pig hunt.
Step lively, lad. 'Tis no pig today. We are hunting Scotia's beast boy.
That's Kenneth. He is kind of a recurring character. And this guy, I prefer to try and use magic as much as possible. Oh, shield. So now we've got shield equipped. As you can see, these are your experiences bar for melee and magic. But yeah, the shield adds just a little bit more. And I don't actually need any more stalagmites. Oh, that. Nah, no rock. Oh, there's the rock. Yep, that was it. There's a rock. But moving on. Some more water you can see here. And these are always interesting. If he says that, it usually means there's some reason to be interested.
They do not respect my authority.
Darn, guys. There, pick that up. In this case, you can slice them.
Oh.
And it doesn't actually do anything here. But it's a clue. A clue to all the various things you can actually interact with in this game. And this is one such area. You can see if I zoom in, well, this way. We got a couple of those stalagmites, a bunch of water flowing down into the middle. And it's one of those situations. And this should be a clue saying, this isn't going to end the same as usual. It sucks to be him. But don't dawdle. You are moving when you come back. So if you happen to step away, you could actually get yourself into a little bit of trouble. Special area back here. And I believe if you're injured and you drink the water, it just heals you. Yeah. I know you can get a lightning crystal somewhere, but it's obviously not there, and I might be a bit early thinking about it.
Oh. And that.
Ah, that one sucks. Ah, there's another shield. Ah, this is what we're looking for. So the halberd is actually really quite a strong weapon. And you don't need these guys. And down here, the perspectives get a little weird because it's all two-dimensional. But this is what we're waiting for. Mana foil will recharge your mana. I believe it is a set amount, so I'm not exactly sure just how much it will do until you get later in the game when it shouldn't fill it all up at once. Was that actually everything? The hand axe, the shield, the halberd, the mana foil. I think that was it. So, moving on, following the arrows. Now, here's something which doesn't show up in the tutorial in the upper left, but it really should, because you can click and move these. And while normally not a big deal, sometimes you have to do it in order to move on with the game.
Hey, you!
Ugh, what a jerk. Yeah, not even gonna fight this guy. Come on, work your way through the gap. And... yeah. That was a good level right there. Oh look, another rock. More stalagmites. And bubbling tar. So, in case you're wondering, oh yeah, you can set all sorts of stuff on fire. And that is a rather important detail, even just these individual pools. However, you'll also burn yourself just standing around them, so beware. Pick up some more cave aloe just in case. Oh, what? Alright. Well, I do actually want to go back in this case. Oof, that was a close one. And take the other path. Huh. Nice. Alright, so we're in a nice gross area. Kill these thieving cockroaches. There are a lot of them. Okay, so this door seems locked, but look for mechanics to open the door, like this. It's a rather important detail.
Ancient's stone.
And this is just known from experience. Ancient stones, all they actually do is increase the level of magic you have access to. Well, kind of. They allow you to cast a level 5 spell once, no matter what it is, with that little red dot. And so, that can be a pretty big saving grace at times. Let's see. Pretty sure there's nothing else even in here, in case you're wondering. He sometimes gives a different voice line.
What's that smell?
Like that one. Oh, cockroach. Alright, so I think I want this one next. Oh yeah, here's this guy. And this is one of those situations. I don't think there's anything else you can really do with this guy.
Luther,
How do you know me?
you are son of Scotia. Is Dark Army victorious?
My mother is dead.
And so if you click on him again,
If Scotia dead, Luther is new leader of Dark Army. Hail, Luther.
Well,
Me, injured, must wait while others attack Gladstone. Special present for Luther, hidden in caves. I'll rest a minute, then get for you.
So from here on out, if you tap on him, he just keels over and dies. So even though he says he'll get it for you, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't happen. He's just dead. Okay, so that goes there. And if we go back to... Oops. Not far enough. That's why. Go back to here.
Disgusting.
I'm getting hung up on all the terrain. Sheesh, how many are there? I don't want them coming back and bugging me. Anyways. So, there's a bunch of junk up here, but it's the item moving, stacking, and climbing tutorial. Whoops.
Oh.
And that was me throwing a rock. Oh, just enough. So,
Orc shield.
that is a complete orc shield, but as you can see, just a tiny bit
Shield.
worse.
Broken mace.
Broken mace, quite a bit worse.
Ew.
Yeah. And sorry for that little beep. Gonna have to leave my phone at least a little bit on here. Hopefully I don't get too inundated with little beeps for messages. Well, anyways, that being said, map. Okay, so it's over to the lava pits. Where, we got some big cockroaches to take care of. Oh, well, that didn't work out. Well, maybe it did. Anyways, you can see... Oh, well, you could see one out there. They've since moved. There's the ramp on the far side. Try and hurry over there. We'll slowly beat up on these guys. So, this is the beast form. He cannot cast any magic whatsoever, so be aware. That being said, though, he is incredibly physically strong. And I passed the ramp. I swear I've played this game before. There's one. His real advantage is purely his size. Well, size and strength. It actually allows him to walk over some obstacles that are a little harder to move around with otherwise. But for the most part, he's the one that typically most people get the most annoyed with. But luckily, transformations don't normally last too long. So we are almost done here. Oh, thought I saw a little cockroach again. Ah, this is what I was looking for. Look at this. Oh, man. So, actually, that does bring up another statement about this game. They do actually provide you the means to play through this game in both good or evil playthroughs. That being said, I can't say I've actually played through the evil side myself. It is more difficult, for sure. You get a lot more hints and help when you're playing on the good side, ultimately.
Escape from my jail, will you? Kenneth has you now, runt.
You, Kenneth? Why do you take this all so personally?
He's not a court-martial hanging over your head, Percival.
Sorry, but surely you understand my position.
I understand that your corpse is coming back with me. I'm in uniform 42 years now, and I have no desire to outlive my term in the guard.
That's strange.
Alright, so that was Kenneth again. And toggle the switch. You can just come right back on around, right into here. So wherever he's gone, disappeared. Pyropod is a little fun. If you ingest it, it changes your spark into a fire spell. Guardian orbs are like the first game. They basically spawn a sword that slices at your enemies. And this is what I mean by we're already done with rocks. The crossbow. I'm going to go ahead and ditch those rocks. I'll probably save the pyropod, but the manifoil and the guardian orb are probably worth messing with later. And so these levers simply control these gates. So portcullis, gate. I'm just going to open up this side instead, just because I know what's coming. There are two guys that'll be here following me here in just a second, so I'm going to go ahead and drop down a save as Cave's End. Here we are, Cave's End. Now, something to keep track of. These chains can be sliced. They will fall down.
Hey, you!
And those are the guards. You know what? Let's just knock that down for fun. It's in case you knock out the chains and you want to get back across, you can do so. Oh, there's one. There should be a second one somewhere. Huh. Let's see if I can get them to spawn in. Occasionally, the mechanics can be a little buggy like this. Because it should be right here with this other guy. You know what? I'm gonna reload this real quick. And I'll just open up all these gates. So it's already open, good to go. And we'll try this again. I won't knock down the bridge this time though.
Hey, you!
Ah, there's the other one. You know what? Let's show this off. Level 5. I just fried them both. Alright, and to show off that these things do fall, right there. So, like I said, if you want to get back across, knock that down, and it forms a nice little bridge with really excessive screen shaking. Anyways, here's the end of the first section.
Halt! You may not bring your fight in here. You must both leave at once.
But he is an escaped prisoner.
Perhaps Master Kenneth forgets his own moment of sanctuary here.
Well, but that was different.
Please, Kenneth. You will see each other again, I am sure.
Yes, I'll find you again, Luther. And you can have my guarantee on that.
Nobody approaches the mighty Draurical without an offering.
He may approach.
Sire, I...
You surprise me, Luther.
But... You're the Drauracle. They say you can see the past and the present. Surely you knew I would seek your counsel.
Past, future, nothing is certain.
The past I would leave forget. I had assumed you could direct my future. Surely you know of the curse I have carried since my mother's death.
Your mother, Scotia, did indeed steer a darkening course. Guard carefully the ancient magic she sent you. And although you suffer some from lack of control...
Lack of control? I change into beasts. Please, help me shed this thing. Tell me what to do!
I am but an observer of mortal affairs. I cannot advocate.
But...
Be still. Do not relinquish your own responsibility so quickly. Others, for good or evil, will gladly relieve you of your burden to suit their own designs. A wise man determines his own future.
Can you provide me then with a hint?
The answers you seek are likely found in the great southern continent among a race of cat-like creatures. The shining path in the anteroom beyond can convey you to the continent.
I thank you, sire.
When others come, I will guide them as well.
A bit unusual, but it makes sense. In this case, I'll go ahead and end this recording right here, and I'll be back with you on the next one.